Hi everyone, this is ACCT 3103 Accounting for Corporate Structure. We are assignment group number 100. I'm Yuan. I will be presenting question 1 to 4. Here are my group mates. Lian, she will be presenting question 5 to 8. And Yuan, she will be presenting question 9 to 11. And lastly, Chau, he will be presenting question number 12. So let's get started. The company we have chosen to present today is Oilsearch Limited. Oilsearch Limited is a company which is involved in the energy industry. It was established in Papua New Guinea in 1929. Oilsearch Limited operates all of the Papua New Guinea's oil and gas producing field. Its company codes in S&P and AXS 200 and PNG Port Moresby Stock Exchange Limited is OSH. For this assignment, we are using financial statement for year ended 31st December 2011. So question 1. Basically, the principal activities of Oilsearch Limited are exploration, development and production of oil and gas. It plays the role of operator and non-operator in searching and generating joint ventures. Question 2. The consolidated profit after tax attributable to the shareholder of parent entity for the year was $202,483 million. Question 3. The CEO of Oilsearch Limited is Peter Robert Bolton. His total remuneration for the year is $4,377,982. Question 4. The financial statement of Oilsearch Limited was audited by Susan Theron and Jason Thorne, who are the audit partner from Deloitte Toshi Tomatsu. The audit fee recognized as a consolidated amount is $354,512, which includes the audit fee for parent entity of $123,118. Now we proceed to the next speaker, Shile.
Thanks Yuan and I'm Shile. I'm going to present question 5 to question 8. Question 5 is about the subsidiary control. Our company, Oilsearch Limited, is an ultimate parent and it holds 100% direct control over 8 of its subsidiaries. And some of its directly owned subsidiaries own their own subsidiary as well. And Oilsearch still remain the 100% ownership over those indirectly controlled entities. And from this diagram, we can see that it shows all the ownership interests of the company, and we can see that there is few foreign subsidiaries as well. The foreign subsidiaries are mainly located at Australia, Middle East and North Africa. Question 6 is about the associate and the investment of the jointly controlled entities. In this case, Oilsearch Limited only have one jointly controlled entity, which is the investment in Papua New Guinea Liquefied Natural Gas Global Company Limited Duration Company, which is also known as PNG and LNG project. The investment made is a joint venture and Oilsearch company own 29% of the joint venture. Question 7 is about the interest in the jointly controlled operation or asset. For this company, there are 3 areas of jointly controlled operation, which are production and exploration and gas licenses. Question 8 is about the consolidated goodwill and the impairment testing. For this case, no consolidated goodwill for the company and therefore there is no impairment testing for the goodwill. Because no independent cash flow will be generated by goodwill from the other asset, so its value must be allocated to the cash generating unit for the impairment test. And the impairment indicator is the comparison between the carrying amount and the recoverable amount of the asset. Oilsearch company will have an impairment loss when the carrying amount is greater than the recoverable amount.
Thank you, Shile. Hi everyone, and I'm Yuan. I'll be presenting from question 9 to question 11. So question 9 is about the tax consolidation group of Oil Search Limited. So for this question, the Oil Search Limited do not form a tax consolidation group. The Australian Taxation Office specifies the requirement for consolidation regime. So in order for an entity to be eligible under the tax consolidation, the company have to own 100% of its subsidiaries, and they both have to be an Australian resident and at least being taxed under the general corporate tax rate. The reason that Oil Search Limited is not eligible for the tax consolidation is because the parent entity is not an Australian resident, although they own 2 Australian subsidiaries. And apart from that, the parent entity has been paying tax under the PNG tax credit scheme to the PNG government. Moving on to the next question is about the basis of segment disclosure of Oil Search Limited and the basis of it done. So Oil Search Limited has done a segment disclosure on the basis of location of operating activities followed by the commodity activities. Apart from that, information about the geographic segments, segment assets and segment revenues are all presented on the basis of location of operating activities. About question 11, below is a diagram showing the group structure of Oil Search Limited, and we can see on the most left hand side is the subsidiary which is 100% owned by the Oil Search Limited. So Oil Search Limited has 100% direct control over this subsidiary, which is firstly is Oil Search Limited Middle Eastern Limited. It includes Iraq, Libya, Tunisia and ROI Limited. Following next is Under Gas Holdings Limited. It further owns the subsidiary Tumbudu Limited, and Oil Search PNG Limited comprises Drilling and Exploration Limited, and next is the LNG Limited, also followed by New Guinea Investment Limited, and PNG and New Guinea Investment includes Petroleum Limited, following by Papuan OS Limited, and lastly Oil Search Limited Retention Share Plan Trust. Next, we can see that the company also have a group investment in Papua New Guinea Liquefied Natural Gas Project, which is also known as LNG project. The project is a joint venture operation for financing purposes, and Oil Search Limited own 29% interest on the project. And lastly, on the most right hand side, which shows the trust owned by Oil Search Limited. The Oil Search Limited group structure comprises a trust which is Oil Search Health Foundation Trust, and which a trustee is Oil Search Health Foundation Limited. The trust is not consolidated within the group and is beyond the control of Oil Search Limited. Next, we shall move on to the last speaker, Chau.
Thanks, Lian. I'm Chau. Now I'm going to present question 12, which is about accounting methods and relevant Australian accounting standards. Application of the accounting standards for the investment are dependent on the degree of influence that investor has over its investee. The methods adopted by Oil Search Limited are consolidation methods and equity methods. First of all, consolidation methods is applied when the investor has more than 50% ownership of interest of the investee. At the same time, the accounting standards ASB 10 consolidated financial statements is applied from the date the parents obtain control until the control cease. Simultaneously, ASB 127 consolidated and separate financial statement is applied when the company has the power to control another entity financial and operating policy. Next, ASB 13, which is fair value measurements, is applied when the assets and liabilities of subsidiaries is measured at fair value, and then applying ASB 3, business combination, goodwill or bargain purchase is recognized by the company. In short, investment in subsidiary is accounted in the parent entity as is investment by the parents. Secondly, equity methods is used when the investor has more than 20% but less than 50% of ownership interest in the investment in the subsidiary, or associate or joint venture. It is applied when the investor has significant influence or control over the subsidiaries, associates or joint ventures in the investment of Papua New Guinea. Oil Search has 29% of project interest, and then this identified that the use of equity methods and the significant influence or control over the joint ventures of Oil Search. And then in the investment, this has complied with the ASB 128, investment in associates and joint ventures, and then all such interests in joint ventures such as production license, exploration license, and gas license, validate ASB 131, interest in the joint ventures. Fifthly, investment in the joint venture is not accounted in the parent entity and is investment of the group, so it's reported in the consolidated statements. That's all about our presentation. Thank you.